From the Glenn Campbell Museum in downtown Nashville, it's our host Keith Burns with the stories behind the songs.
Hello everybody, Keith Burns here again at Glenn Campbell Museum, Rhinestone Stage, the gem of Lower Broad. Welcome to another Las Vegas action-packed on the edge of your seat, exciting extravaganza of epic proportions, unparalleled in the United States of America, labor-inducing show. And I am so proud. I've got the red, white, and blue scarf on because our next guest and for this show, he's a friend of mine. He's a buddy. We've written some things together. He's got some cool stories to tell, and we're going to dive right in. Mark Addison Chandler.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming, man.
Hello to the YouTube world.
Is this the YouTube world? Yeah, YouTube world, all you folks out there. Yeah. We're here and having a great time in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee.
Beautiful.
Let's dive in, man. This is the stories behind the songs. And first of all, I got to tell you this. My producer out there, he's a huge fan of your voice. The very first time I played him a demo that you had cut of a song that you and I had written, that John Schneider has recorded and has out, he went, "Who the hell is singing that?"
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Mr. Producer.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a huge fan, but just a little background. We'll start out with that. We know it's the stories behind the songs, but I want everybody out there to know. I want you to know kind of where Mark came from, kind of his background story, and then what brought him to Nashville, because you've got quite the story.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does. Mine's a little different. Mine's unique to me, and so.
So tell everybody where you came from, where you were born, where you were raised.
Well, I was actually born. I called North Carolina home, Greensboro, North Carolina, but my dad was in seminary, so I was born in Chattanooga. So all the Vols fans make sure to let me know that it's my birthright to cheer for the Vols. But so I was here for 2 years when he was in seminary, and then, like I said, it's him in seminary. I was raised in a church, so I was singing at 4 years old on stage, and my dad and my uncle and my grandmother were all Southern gospel singers and whatnot. So that was my kind of baptism into music. 4 years old. Hey, sing the harmony on that song on the radio, on that Gatlin Brothers song. Don't sing the melody, sing the harmony.
And you could do it.
Yeah, he was like, you could do it, so do it.
Here's the thing about it, Mark. When I first met you and first heard you sing, and we've done some shows together, some songwriting shows together, you got that John Berry pureness about you.
Well, that's a compliment. Thank you, man.
It is a compliment
you,
because I think John Berry's one of the
amazing
best
vocalist.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best singers, in country music. I think he's one of the best singers in any genre of music. And you've got that quality about your voice. So with that being said, and this is my question that I always, when I think about you and think about your career and how you got to here, and we're going to get to all of it, I think to myself, why didn't you do this earlier?
So my dad had two things that he did that I've followed in his footsteps on. He was in the Army, and then he was a paratrooper, 68, 69, jumped out of airplanes. I grew up seeing the pictures of him jumping out of planes, and so that was cool. And then he sang, and I guess maybe I associated the singing with him a little bit more, not wanting to really follow in his footsteps. I thought about coming here. I tried out for like an Opryland thing and sang a Vince Gill song when I was like 18. And
what year?
Huh?
What year was that?
This would have been like 94 maybe or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I tried. That was a while back, and then I was like a first alternate, and I was like whatever, and I was doing I was still singing in church and stuff like that, but then one day I was just working out and I was bored, and I went to see the recruiter and asked him could I jump out of airplanes. The Air Force said no, and the Marines said everybody said no except the Army. They'll tell you what you want to hear, and I was like, let's do it, and then joined the Army, and then it ended up, being able to go to West Point. Did some music while I was up there, sang for 3 presidents in the Glee Club, and sang as a freshman, sang a solo at the halftime of the Army-Navy game on national TV, and
that's incredible.
But then after West Point, I didn't do any music. I was an infantry officer in the Army, and wars were going on and stuff. So
and special ops.
Yeah. After my infantry time, yeah. So. just a career of all of that just took all the time. And then I started writing actually for, kind of like therapy for war and divorce when I picked up a guitar right as I was about to get out of the Army. And then, which kind of led me to here. So,
well, first of all, I would be remiss if I didn't say this from my producer and from KJ and Helen here at the Glenn Campbell Museum, if we didn't say thank you for your service, number one. I mean, that's huge.
Thanks.
And everybody's path to Nashville as a singer, songwriter, whatever it is a little bit different. And that's what's so cool about having you on this show, because your path went through, the Army all the way through and then back, and then finally here you are. What year did you move to Nashville?
5 years ago, so 2015.
And you're killing it.
I got out of the Army in 15, and I moved here 2 months later, and
You just threw it to the wind.
I mean, if you can't. I'm a firm believer in you just jump in the deep end of the pool, and you either learn how to swim or you grab onto the strong swimmers until you can.
I get it. Hey,
you know what I mean?
My first, introduction, if you will, to you was Adam Warner, and Adam is also he's also served our country, and he looks a little different than you, though. He got the long hair, and
he's a little hippie. Yeah, I'm hippie too, but I'm a little Yeah. I can't get into the long hair. Plus, I think mine would be stringier than his. His is flowing, and he needs product and all that stuff.
He needs product, yeah. You don't want to deal with the product. But my first introduction to you was Adam Warner comes over, and he's going to write with me one day, and he goes, I got this idea, drinking buddy, and we're throwing this idea around, and he goes, I think we need to get my friend Mark in on this song. And I'm like, normally that's not something you do, especially for somebody you don't know. But for whatever reason, the way he plays, like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, you came in, and you basically kind of took control of the I mean, because we had something started, but you spun it, and it ended up being, when we wrote it, I think we wrote it 2 or 3 hours. It took us to really.
Yeah, maybe. Well, y'all had started something. You had just kicked around a lot of ideas and whatnot.
Right.
And when you said it, I was like, well, if we're gonna write this, we need to flip that hook at the end. And everybody was like, oh yeah, maybe that's why we couldn't. And then I was like, and then it was just easy. Like when you get the landing right, it's easy.
And that
when
was
you know how the hook's gonna land, it's real easy.
Exactly, and that's exactly what happened, y'all. We had it with "Hey drinking buddy," da 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 da, and all of a sudden Mark comes in and he goes, "Hey, what you drink, buddy?" And it was just like
buddy,
comma buddy, and it was like the skies opened up, and from the way you were singing it, from the first time I wrote with you, I was like, okay, I'm a fan. I get it.
Well, thank you, man.
I get it. So, and so you already kind of know the story behind the song because I just kind of told it to you. But coming in, let me ask you this from a little bit different perspective. Coming into it, were you kind of nervous at all, going, okay, I'm gonna write with these guys I hadn't written with before, or you just kind of?
Well, Adam and I had written one song earlier, and apparently he just played it for his producer the next day, and he was like, they were supposed to schedule another. He was like, that's the one we're gonna record, and then he did it on the Opry Sunday morning thing like a month later. So we had a good first write.
Okay.
And then he had texted me a hook that I was like, I like that, and then I sent him back some stuff. He's like, yeah, I like that too. So
Right.
we had written a couple, and then so he mentioned that, and I was like, yeah, heck yeah, I'm not doing anything, I'll hop in. So all the stars lined up, and this song ended up getting cut fairly quickly thanks to your contacts and whatnot.
Here's the thing that everybody that I talk to on this show, the one thing that they have in common is the song. The song's a good song.
Yeah.
And if you have a great song and you kind of have an outlet to get it there and somebody to pitch it to, I mean, it was cut within a week.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, John Schneider, who's doing, he cut it. It's out there. And can you do it?
yeah, I can do it. You want to do You want to play
Yeah,
that
you know what,
that
let me
money
play-
lick with me or whatever? Because while he's getting that, let me tell you the story of the song. So we wrote the song pretty quickly. These guys we're all kind of rednecks. So like I was like, man, it'd be cool to put some sayings in there that like we load like. Took you to the cleaners, wiped your plum, all this stuff like these like redneck sayings for these like country sayings that like my dad said. So, and then as we were leaving, I'm like, everybody was talking about, man, we need to demo this. Well, I'm like, if we're gonna demo it, like, we need a money lick. And Keith picks the guitar up and is like, something like this. I'm like, that's perfect. Let's go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop by your house, drop by your work, talk to your mama. She said, ain't you heard that alimony judge is an SOB? Right then I knew right where you'd be. Hey, drinking buddy, what's been shaking? The beat on the street as she cooked your bacon. Took you to the cleaners, wiped your plum out, left you seeing red in your bank account. Tomorrow you can sulk like a sad-eyed puppy, but tonight I'm buying what you're drinking, buddy. Yeah, saddle up, son, strap yourself in, turn that loss to a neon win. I'm your heartache healer, your true wingman, whatever you need, I'm your huckleberry friend. Hey, drinking buddy, what's been shaking? The beat on the street as she cooked your bacon. Took you to the cleaners, wiped your plum out, left you seeing red in your bank account. Tomorrow you can sulk like a sad-eyed puppy, but tonight I'm buying what you're drinking, buddy. What you drinking, buddy?
How about that, folks, for all 5 of us out there? If you can't applaud
Yeah.
for that. If that, ladies and gentlemen, if that is not a hit record, then I need to move out of Nashville and go start a trucking company or something. I don't know what, but
We'll take it.
real quick, could you tell everybody the socials where they can find your music?
Yeah, so my socials, I'm Mark Addison Chandler. If you just type that in on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, everywhere, that's how you'll find me, Mark Addison Chandler. I don't exactly know. YouTube, same thing. I don't know exactly what the handles are, but there's
Right.
no other Mark Addison Chandler. So
Well, it's going to
it'll
be
show up.
It's going to be exciting. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Number one, again, thanks for your service to our country, and
Thank
your
you for having
path.
me.
Your path to get here is very cool, and the fact that here you are, and now you're going to make some waves, and we're going to have him on Southern Nights. The show, it starts November the 19th. It's a live show here at the Glenn Campbell Museum right here on the Rhinestone stage. And we're going to make sure we have you on that show.
I'm in.
And
Just
come
say
in. I
when.
know
Yeah.
because you and I have done shows. In fact, let's me and you do one.
Let's do it.
Let's me and you
Let's
do
do it, yeah.
That'd be a perfect pairing, I
I'm
think.
committing live on the
He's
interwebs.
committed, folks. See, commit right there. Look right in
Committed. I'm committed live
okay,
on the
we'll do
interwebs.
it
Let's
together.
do it.
And just want to thank y'all all again. Keith Burns here, Rhinestone Stage, Glenn Campbell Museum, Song Consortium, the stories behind the songs. Mark Addison Chandler. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, bud.
Bless you, my friend.
Thank you, man.